Hey folks, this is Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're watching WGS-TV. Tough guy.
Welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer. I am Billy Goodrow, and this is going to be my Raw review for the week of March 19th, 2012. We open up Monday Night Raw this week with a very, very good segment involving CM Punk and Chris Jericho. CM Punk basically coming out to kind of answer to what Jericho said about his father being an alcoholic, and everything he said was spot on, right on cue. CM Punk said, that his father overcame his addictions, and, he's proud of anyone who can overcome his addictions, overcome his obstacles, and he views Jericho as an obstacle. And it was a very good promo, by itself, just with CM Punk. But I thought what made it even that much better is the fact they had Jericho come on the Titantron. Yes, I'm still calling it the Titantron. And they had him, say that, he was he crossed the line. He wasn't speaking as Jericho, he's speaking as Chris. He said he crossed the line. He shouldn't have made mention of his father, and, it was too personal, and, he didn't have the right to make that kind of, statement on live TV the way he did last week. So we thought, that probably legit, but I think the way they were working it, I kind of saw something coming, and then we get the sly smile. We see Chris becoming Jericho, and starts making mention of CM Punk's sister and her drug habits. And let's just say, thank God the censor had his finger ready on the button, because even though he didn't hear it, I can see CM Punk mouth the words bullshit. That Jericho was full of bullshit. But this promo, this segment, opening segment of Monday Night Raw, was nothing but it. It was nothing. It was far from bullshit. It was absolutely amazing. I believe it did a lot for the Punk-Jericho feud coming into WrestleMania. I mean, I said it on last week's review. For them to actually start, trying to make it more and more personal, make it more about, being the best in the world and the WWE Championship. Kind of start making it really, really personal. And that's exactly what they're doing with CM Punk and Jericho. And it makes the feud and the match they're going to have at WrestleMania that much better. So I'm going to go ahead and opening segment 5 out of 5. It was that good. And then we get Kane and Big Show, and we're expecting something good. And then Cody Rhodes comes out, and then they play this ridiculous WrestleMania video package involving the Big Show, basically highlighting everything he's done wrong. Basically making the Big Show look very, very comical. And I guess it's the basis of the feud with Cody Rhodes and the Big Show. It's not just about the Intercontinental title. It's about Cody Rhodes going out there and humiliating the Big Show. I guess that's probably what they're trying to stem this rivalry with Big Show and Cody Rhodes on, is the fact that for some reason Cody Rhodes is targeting the Big Show, and there's week in and week out humiliating and embarrassing him. So, and then we were expecting a really good match here, and then what do we see? We see Big Show sitting on the top rope, and Kane grabs the Big Show by the throat, choke slams him off the top, and gets the win. And next thing we see Cody Rhodes with a pair of handcuffs Big Show's hands around the middle ring rope, pulls out a pair of boxing gloves, Floyd Money Mayweather, and starts waylaying on the Big Show, laying in the haymakers. And he's got in a couple of good shots and whatnot. And I guess with WrestleMania being about less than 2 weeks away, I guess the WWE is really trying to step up all the rivalries and all the feuds leading into the grandest show of them all in the world of professional wrestling, WrestleMania. And I think they really are stepping it up a notch, not only with CM Punk and Jericho tonight, but also with Big Show and Cody Rhodes. So I'm going to give a combined score for the match with Kane and the Big Show and what happened with Cody Rhodes and the Big Show after the match. I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was okay. I thought maybe the Kane and Big Show match could have gone a little bit longer, but in hindsight, seeing what they had planned with Cody Rhodes and the Big Show after the match with the little handcuffs and boxing and whatnot, and I think that's probably what they had. I really don't know what else to say about that. I want to make mention of the fact we saw a new promo for our guy Lord Tensei, if I'm saying that correctly. If not, I'm going to go back and I will correct myself or probably make a future video about it. But for those of you who don't know, if you haven't heard the story yet, remember the wrestler A-Train? Prince Albert? Giant Bernard over in New Japan Pro Wrestling? That's who that is. There were rumors going around all over the internet that, he re-signed with the WWE, and he openly went out on Twitter, but Jericho did the exact same thing, when the It Begins things, everybody's coming towards Jericho on his Twitter saying, oh, that's you, and he repeatedly denied it, and of course, that was the truth, and the same thing's going to pan out with this Lord Tensei guy. Again, if I'm mispronouncing his name, I do apologize. I should have wrote down the name, but I did not. I don't have the information in front of me. But the next information I do have in front of me is a match with David Otunga and Santino Marella, the two team captains going against each other. And of course, we had Teddy Long and John Laurinaitis out there at ringside. And of course, Santino, always with his power walking. I can get in shape doing this. No, I'm just kidding. Or am I? Anyway. I thought it was a very entertaining match. What really, again, I can understand, them doing the general manager versus the general manager thing, but and getting the teams to do it. But let the teams do it, and let the general managers just stay on the ring side, outside of the ring, not getting physically involved, because Teddy Long, basically, if I offend anybody, I apologize, bitch slaps John Laurinaitis. Again, if I offended anybody, I do apologize. But, you basically got the smack. Like that. And, of course, Laurinaitis gets upset. Long leaves the ring. And, basically overshadowing the match in itself, with David Otunga defeating Santino Marella. Like I said, I believe the general manager should stay at ringside and not get physically involved. But again, that's just my opinion on it. But as far as this match goes and everything that happened after it, 3.5 out of 5 again. Not really impressed, but it wasn't really bad at all. It wasn't really that bad either. So that's why it's going to get like an above average score. I thought it was entertaining, but yeah, at the same time, it wasn't bad. Next up, we had a segment involving The Rock, and apparently some more history, this time with Philadelphia, and we made a lot of mentions to not only Rocky Balboa, but Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, basically almost like a little bit of a WrestleMania recap from The Rock, and he was really plugging hard for his match with John Cena, which they should have been doing all year long, but they're waiting until these past few weeks to do it. But, anyway, I thought the segment went over really well. Rock was on the ball. He was funny. He was entertaining, and he also had that intensity. Again, like I said, when they first started the whole thing, we needed that Rock from the Attitude Era. We needed that Rock to come up and lay it, to smack it down, to just bring it. And I'm glad to see that. I'm starting to see that now. I'm starting to see the fact that we're getting that Rock now. We're getting that Rock from the Attitude Era, because if Dwayne Johnson would show up at WrestleMania, I am not going to give two flying blah blahs. I was going to say another word, but I don't want to offend anybody, about their match at WrestleMania. It has to be John Cena and The Rock. It cannot be John Cena and Dwayne Johnson. But anyway, back to Monday Night Raw. As far as this segment goes, I thought it was really well done. Like I said, I thought it was entertaining, and it got to the point. It got to The Rock, making mentions of not only, again, Rocky Balboa, especially the line where he eats lightning and cracks thunder and something like that. And of course, he also made mention of a place over in Philly. Remember, guys, I'm in Louisiana. I've never been to Philly in my life. He made mention of the fact of a place called Pat's and rolling up a Philly cheesesteak and shoving it up John Cena's ass. Now, I've seen the way Philly cheesesteaks are made, and if one gets rolled up and shoved up someone's ass, I would suspect that would really, 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 really hurt. And also, quite hot and hurt really bad. So, this segment is going to get a 4 out of 5. I thought it was really entertaining. And again, right to the point. And then next up, we go to a match with Daniel Bryan and Zack Ryder. Of course, we see footage from earlier in the day with Ryder holding a rally to try to get on Teddy Long's team. I know he's also got I think he has another Twitter petition out to the fans out there. I am not entirely sure. I haven't been on Twitter at all today. So I haven't even looked at it. So I'm just going on things that I've heard. But he's been petitioning to get the fans to sign a petition to get him on Teddy Long's team, or at least get him considered. But I want to say a few things. For a short 5-minute match with Bryan and Zack Ryder, I thought it was really well done. A couple of great spots I want to make mention of is the boot wash that Ryder did, the broski kick. Man, you can hear his boot do this to Bryan's face. It was like that. But the finish I thought was beautifully done. Daniel Bryan counters the Rough Rider into the bell lock, a la Chris Benoit in a sense. And I know a lot of fans, and a lot of people are thinking, oh, you shouldn't have said that name. That's kind of taboo. I got a future video in mind when it comes to the name of Chris Benoit. So be sure you guys be on the lookout for that video within the next couple of days. But, yeah, he counted into the bell lock, and he got the win. And, of course, it's always great to see AJ out there because she is smoking hot. So, for a short match like this, even though it was on less than 5 minutes, I still thought it was a really good match. Both guys looked really well, and I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I thought, like I said, that they had, even though it was only a 5-minute match, it was still a really good match between Bryan and Ryder, and both guys look really good, so that's why I give it a 4 out of 5. Yes! 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 I did that for Ashley. Next up, we had the scheduled match, John Cena and Mark Henry. Now, for those of you who have seen it already, I made my previous video here on youtube.com/WrestleGamer, made a report of John Cena and his car accident. And what I was really keeping an eye on in this match with John Cena and Mark Henry was any ill effects, of his, accident. If he had any injuries that we weren't aware of at the time, because they did clear him to compete. But there's also, you got to worry about whiplash, because some guys have, they have said on their website that sometimes with effects of a whiplash can be felt or felt just, a day or two later. I was keeping an eye out for that. I didn't see any ill effects of John Cena from his accident. But again, you never know, because people are saying whiplash could be in the next couple of days, so it's in the realm of possibility. I guess we can only wait until tomorrow and find out what the day holds for John Cena. But he looked really good in the match. Mark Henry looked good too, and you don't hear me say that very often about Mark Henry. I really thought it was good. Here's what I found very interesting about this match, guys. The fact that the fans booed the hell out of Cena at this intro, but when they did the match finish, when Cena picked up Mark Henry and gave him the attitude adjustment, the crowd just went nuts. The crowd went nuts. They went absolutely crazy here. Pardon me one second. I want to take a sip of Coke Zero. This isn't an advertisement. I'm just fucking thirsty. You know? And I think this tastes better than regular Coke. And it's 0 calories. And when is something that's 0 calories actually tasted better than something regular? Alright. But what I was saying is, the crowd gave they exploded. They had a huge pop for Cena on the attitude adjustment and the finish of the match. Now, what I was not expecting, or rather surprised were, and is to see The Rock there. He comes out. Now, we're all thinking, it's Rock, Cena. I know what a lot of fans were thinking. Rock was going to go after Cena and attack him before WrestleMania. That's not what I was thinking. This is what I was thinking, and this is what was going to happen. It's a game of one-upsmanship, to show that, anything you can do, I can do better. And Rock went down there and gave Mark Henry the rock bottom. How many of you guys actually remember the Nation of Domination? When it became the Nation? The Rock and Mark Henry were both in there. Think about that for a second. Has nothing to do with it. I just thought I would throw that out there. But as far as this match goes, 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. I thought it was really good. And the fact that they had The Rock come out there, even though some people didn't think it was going to happen, I saw it was going to. I saw it coming. So they were going to have to do a game of one-upsmanship. They weren't going to have Rock come out there and beat up John Cena. It would serve absolutely no purpose for their feud. In order to intensify the feud, they have to show that whatever you can do, I can do better. And Rock went down there and rock bottomed the hell out of Mark Henry, showing, hey, you can pick him up, that's fine. I can pick him up too. And that's exactly what he did. Then next up we have The Miz. Of course, he's still pouting over the fact that he doesn't have a match at WrestleMania. And he's upset that he went from main eventing WrestleMania 27. Remember, it was John Cena taking on The Miz for the WWE Championship. And to not having a match at all for WrestleMania 28. So he threw out an open challenge, and the Great White Sheamus. I don't like saying that for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, I'm just going to call him Sheamus, even though his name is a Great White Sheamus. Anyway, I don't know why that flusters me a little bit, but anyway, he's white as sin. All right, sorry about that, guys. Anyway, a really good match with Sheamus and The Miz, and the way things were going, I really didn't think The Miz was going to go over on Sheamus with the push that Sheamus has been getting leading into WrestleMania. I really thought, I just kind of knew that Sheamus was going to go over on The Miz, and that's exactly what happened. But albeit that, kind of knowing what the outcome was already, or figured what the outcome was going to be, it was still a really good match. Both Miz and Sheamus really looked great. I love the finish with the bro kick because you can kind of see the look on Miz's face. It kind of had looked like he was seeing stars all around his eyes. It was like, he had the Tweety birds going around his head after that one. And I thought that was perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and give Sheamus and The Miz a 4 out of 5. Raw was really good tonight, guys. Then we had the interview segment, Randy Orton putting over his match with Kane. Here's something I want to note. For those of you who have been a fan of professional wrestling in the WWE for as long as I have, nearly 25 years, guys. Nearly 25, 26 years. I'm only 31, by the way. And I've been a fan ever since I was a kid. They brought back the Mean Gene Okerlund interview stage on Monday Night Raw. Well, it's not exactly the same thing, but it's in the same realm. They had the guy come out. They had a little interview platform right next to the entranceway, and they had Josh Matthews interviewing Randy Orton over his match at WrestleMania with Kane. And of course, it was Randy Orton, fantastic mic skills. I think he did a wonderful job putting over what he's got in plan for Kane at WrestleMania, and I look forward to whatever match they do. I think it has to be a gimmick match. They can't leave it at a normal match. So we might see something change. Even if we don't see anything change for their match at WrestleMania, I still think it would be a really good match with Randy Orton and Kane. So as far as the segment goes with Randy Orton, I'm going to give him a 4.5 out of 5 because that's how good Randy Orton, I believe, is on the microphone. Then we had a of course, we had Vicky Guerrero come out and make the statement that American Perfection in the form of Dolph Ziggler and Jack Swagger will be joining Team Johnny in the match with Team Johnny versus Team Teddy. And they took on R-Truth and Kofi Kingston, and a really great tag match. Really like seeing was Oksana getting a little bit of the better of Vicky Guerrero. But other than that, great match with the heel and Jack Swagger taking on R-Truth and Kofi Kingston. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4 out of 5 just because I got to see Oksana go chest to chest with Vicky Guerrero. That's not something you'll ever hear me say ever again in this lifetime. And if anyone ever hears me say that that somebody went chest to chest with Vicky Guerrero and I thought it looked good, you have my sole permission to basically shoot me dead. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and give the match, like I said, 4 out of 5. Then we had the big thing, you know, everyone was waiting for it. The segment involving Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, and Triple H. Holy, wow. That's all I can say on how good that... Let's just say this, as good as the opening segment was with CM Punk and Chris Jericho, because that was really phenomenal, and it got a 5 out of 5. The ending, the closing to Monday Night Raw will also get some 5 out of 5. I mean, think about Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, and Triple H. What a hell of a way to close a show. Those 3 names, you can't imagine any bigger names than that to close out Monday Night Raw, or any bigger names for that matter, than Undertaker, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels. And it was a phenomenal job putting over the Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania. They did an absolute wonderful job. It kind of left me wondering on a few things that we're saying. 1 second. Coke Zero. Damn tasty. Anyway. Yeah, it kind of looked at a few points in the segment that they're going to have Undertaker make Triple H put his career on the line in this match, you know, because he made the statement of, are you willing to put your, you know, your kids, your wife, your career, your life, all that stuff on the line to try to put an end to an era. And of course, the way Undertaker closed it, oh wow, really starting to pour a lot of fuel on this already lit fire, this lit barbecue, as it were, with Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and you know, reiterating the statement. You know, remember when I said Shawn was better than you? He is. And then we see Michaels, you know, with that slick smile. You know, he was smiling as he was looking at Undertaker, and then he turns towards Triple H, and the smile disappears. But then looks away from Triple H, smile comes back. What does that say? But in the long run, I thought it was a phenomenal way to not only put over the Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania with Undertaker, Triple H, with Shawn Michaels being the guest referee, but it was also a phenomenal way to close out this week's Monday Night Raw. So we had a great opening with CM Punk and Chris Jericho, and we had a great closing segment with Undertaker, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels. 5 out of 5. Great show tonight. I have no complaints at all about this week's Monday Night Raw. No complaints at all. I thought it was and it's not very often we see a really good Monday Night Raw, and we saw one this week with again Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Triple H, CM Punk, Chris Jericho, phenomenal job, and we had a great list of phenomenal matches, including with Cena and Mark Henry. Again, when's the last time you heard me actually compliment Mark Henry on something in the professional wrestling business? So, what I want to know from you, the WGS-TV viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week. You know the 2 ways to do it. Leave your comments in the comment section below, or in a video response with your thoughts on this week's Monday Night Raw. I look forward to hearing from you guys and hearing what you guys have to say, and especially in the comment section and of course in the video response. And don't forget to also like and favorite this video, and don't forget to please, if you haven't yet, to subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer. So With that being said, I'm Double B Billy Bujo saying thank you very much for watching.
Yeah, let me give you